Good day, brothers and sisters. I welcome this beautiful present moment. I honor you. I see you. I am so grateful for this time and space in which we gather to create, to express, to connect and reconnect, to speak and be heard, and to share our life experiences. It is my hope that our experiences can provide you with answers, clarity, or guidance that you may be seeking, assist you in your path and life journey, or simply allow us to connect with one another. I am your host, Jordana, and today I have the honor to present to you a beautiful guest, a daughter, a sister, a niece, and a friend. She's a young girl who has had her own life battles, as we all have, but that at such a young age, she has the capacity to make better choices and decisions for herself. She has gone through a journey of self reflection and self healing to get to where she is now. Her name is Joanny, and today she's here with me at a beautiful cafe in Sugar House to share some of the understanding she has gained about what it truly means to find herself. And we apologize in advance for any background noises. And I'd like to begin by asking, who is Joanny now?
Hi everyone. I want to start first by giving a big thanks to my aunt Jordana for inviting me to be able to be on today's podcast, which is such a pleasure to be able to share our experiences and our lessons and dive deeper on this topic on what it means to find yourself. And for who I am now, well, I would say right now I'm on a journey of healing and learning to better understand myself. I'm not perfect nor trying to be, but I am learning to understand my emotions, my patterns, and the things that truly matter to me. It's been not an easy journey, I will say, but every day I'm learning to listen to myself more and more and not always look outside of myself for the answers. Because at the end of the day, I'm not a finished version of myself, but someone who is finally learning to appreciate the person they are while becoming the person that they want to be.
Well, the pleasure is all mine of having you here. And that is a beautiful way to describe yourself. I appreciate you sharing. Now, I want to start with the first question. Well, this would be the second, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So, what does finding yourself mean to you? And where are you currently in your journey?
Okay, I like that question. Um, I believe that when we hear the term of finding yourself, we often make it seem like it's this different version of ourselves that is hidden away, that we need to find and reveal, and that we need to go back to who we used to be. Maybe it's a version of ourselves that was happier or more free. But the thing is that our past is not who we are now because we've grown so much, we've gained so many new experiences and perspectives. And because of all that, there's really no point in going back. And there's not another version of us hiding away, waiting to be found. But instead of version of us that is just waiting to be built, you know?
Okay, so I really like that. So, to you, finding yourself doesn't really mean to find what's hidden, but rather build what defines you. Is that right?
Yeah, in a way. For me, I believe it's more about understanding yourself first in this moment. why you act the way you do, how you see the world, your triggers, your traumas, etc. And then using that to create who you want to be. For example, maybe someone gets very angry or jealous. It's about understanding that and accepting it. Bring it up, bring it into your awareness and working on it to become somebody that you actually want to be.
Okay, I definitely see your perspective. So, in this moment, where do you think you currently are in your journey with
Hmm.
this?
Well, a few months back, around, I think it was April. Yeah, April. I graduated trade school. And around that time, I really started to feel lost because I didn't have that structured routine or socializing every day. I mainly just stayed at home and it started to feel like I had lost my purpose. Like I had lost who I was because I depended on all these outside things like school, work, like my friends to give me purpose, to tell me who I was. And without that, when I graduated, it felt like everything just drifted away. Like everything that gave me that purpose left. But after a good hard months of crying and being a little depressed, of trying to understand what this term of finding yourself really means, and just this whole self improvement and growth journey, it came to me that the version of us that we are now is who we are. But the version that we imagine being our true self and our highest self is the person that we can create, the person that we want to become. So instead of finding my true self, it's about discovering who I am right now. Does that make sense?
Okay, yes, definitely. And this is a beautiful response. I definitely resonate with with your perspective. I believe that we have the same idea, but you just put it in a completely different way of understanding, which is amazing. Amazing to see the diversity of the human mind and the way each one sees life from a different lens, you know?
No, yeah, I definitely agree. It's really crazy to see how differently minds think.
Okay.
Took a little
Oh,
pause.
you were done with your phrase. Definitely, yes. Yeah, I definitely agree. Um, so if you haven't fully found yourself, what is it that you are searching for right now?
Hmm. I would say that right now I'm searching for that alignment rather than fixating on an identity. It's become more of asking myself questions to better understand me. Questions like, what are my values? What are my boundaries? The things that make me happy and drain me. It's really about understanding all these little insignificant things that just make me me, and less about waiting for this grand reveal of who I really am and peeling all those layers, and more about diving deep into where I currently stand, what I believe, and who I am.
I truly respect these thoughts, and that at such a young age. Excuse me. You're already capable of defining what it is that you want to focus on. And so, which is, well, what am I trying to say? Which is the present moment, as I always say, that's kind of like my thing, focus on today and today.
No, yeah, I love that. Yeah, because we're only ever living in the present moments, the only thing that we can control. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I love your saying.
definitely. And so, my next question for you would be, what advice would you give to a listener who feels lost because they haven't found themselves yet?
Hmm, I like this. Uh, I would say to stop trying to find a hidden treasure that doesn't exist. Because you're not lost, okay? You're just evolving. And I feel that sometimes we get stuck in that middle phase of life and between who we used to be and who we want to become because we feel bound. We feel that we need to be who we were, and we feel like we can't change our mind, that we can't change our thoughts or interests, that we need to stay the same because then we get that reminder from that one person, oh, you've changed. And they say like if it's a bad thing, like we're not meant to change, like we're meant to stay the same forever. But the truth is that we're allowed to change. That's the whole point. It's not benefiting anyone, and least of all ourselves, if we continue to be who we were. Because we're meant to evolve, not stay the same. And we're allowed to change our mindset, our views, our beliefs, and our interests. And it's completely okay to become a different person than we were. And just to summarize it all, you're not lost, okay? You're just growing and figuring out what you want in this life. And when you accept that, that's when you start feeling more grounded in who you are.
Yes, exactly. It's like I always say also, no gain, no game.
Love it.
So that would be the point, or what would be the point of living this experience if we didn't need to evolve at all, right? So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we simply throw phrases out into the air without truly diving deep into what it is that we are trying to express and get across.
Yes, exactly. I feel like if we truly understood each other, like to the core of why we made certain decisions and choices and why we act the way we do, people wouldn't judge us or get angry at us because they would understand. But
Hmm.
that's not the case because we're not mind readers. We don't understand what's going on in other people's minds. And I feel like oftentimes that's where all this jealousy and this anger come from.
Hmm.
It's love it. It's because it's mainly just about letting other people be wrong about you. And at the same time, letting yourself be wrong about others, which, trust me, can be a hard thing to learn. But once you start allowing yourself to be misunderstood, it's going to build a more stable relationship with yourself.
Exactly. I love that
Thank you.
response. So, you mentioned feeling lost after graduating trade
Yeah.
school because your routine and social life vanished. How do you feel that you broke out of that phrase of just being at home?
Okay.
Sorry, out of that phase. I said phrase, didn't
You're good.
I?
Oh, okay. For me, it mainly took a lot of self-reflection, diving into the ugliness.
Hmm.
I realized that heavy emotion that I was feeling, it wasn't because I was broken or because I was doing something wrong, but I was instead because I was waiting for an outside force, like a job, a school schedule, or people to tell me what to do. And in a way, that all that gave me that sort of purpose. But I had to understand and find out what made me feel like I had purpose in my life on my own without outside sources, even if it was wrong in other people's eyes. So I had to start small, like doing things that I loved for me, or spending more time alone and just rebuilding my own routine from scratch. So like I said, took a lot of self-reflection and self-discovery to understand what I truly wanted out of life, not what others or society told me that I should want, but instead to start doing things in a way that benefited me and helped me get my life back on track.
Yeah, so this completely resonates with me. Specifically, the part where you say, not what others or society told me I should want. And this is
Mhm.
one of my new personal life laws, to always question if a thought, a belief, or an action came from me or what someone else said. It is very important that we honor ourselves for who we are and what we came to accomplish, right?
100%. I agree with you because other people are not going to live our life for us. We're the ones that are living our own life. So, whether other people like what we do or they don't, they're not the ones that are going to benefit from it.
For sure. Yes. So, why do you think so many people romanticize their past selves and wish they could go back to a happier or more free time?
I believe it's because the past is known, right? Even if it wasn't perfect or easy, it's often simpler to go back to something you've already experienced and felt because it feels safer rather than moving into the future, which is unknown. But also, oftentimes, what we don't see is that the past version of us, it didn't have the knowledge, it didn't have the strengths and the wisdoms and all these new experiences that you carry now. So, yeah, our present isn't always going to be the easiest, but if you compare it to our past self, we've grown way more.
I totally agree with you. How often do we hear people say, I just want things to go back to the way they were, or I want us to be who we used to be? But if we paused and truly reflect on that, we realize that this is something nature itself does not allow. Every second our body is changing, millions of cells die and are replaced. Our brain is constantly rewiring itself through new experiences. And every thought, emotion, and interaction reshapes who we are. Every moment leaves an imprint on our consciousness.
Yeah.
And the universe itself exists in constant motion.
Mhm.
Nothing remains exactly as it was. Every breath we take is a once in a lifetime breath. Every conversation, every choice, every moment exists only once and can never be recreated in exactly the same
Yep.
way. So perhaps our purpose isn't to spend our lives trying to return to a previous version of ourselves or our relationships. Maybe the invitation is to evolve, to honor what once was while embracing who we are becoming, as you had mentioned.
Yes, I love the way that you put it. Exactly. Everything is just always evolving and changing, like a seed to a tree, a baby to an adult, because we're meant to evolve and change. That's just how life works.
Correct. Yeah, definitely. And to move on to our next question, we are almost done with this, I promise.
You're good. I'm having
How do
fun,
we
don't worry.
stop ourselves from feeling like we are failing during those months when we just feel stuck and are trying to figure out our life and what we want?
Okay. I feel like it's really about being able to just sit alone with yourself, being able to just listen to your thoughts and just be with your presence. Because oftentimes we wait and we search for these big answers that are often outside of us to come and save us. Like, once I get my dream job, then I'll be happier. Or once I finally meet my special someone, then I won't feel as lonely. But what we don't realize is that all these answers that we're searching for in other people and other places, they're all inside us already. And that's truly the only place that you'll be actually be able to find the real answers. Whenever we feel lost and are in a hard phase of our life, it's not because you're doing something wrong or because life is against you, but rather because life is with us, just like the universe. It's making us go through all these hard seasons for a reason. Maybe it's to understand a lesson or to gain more wisdom, but whatever it is, it's for our benefit. So, what I would say to someone who is feeling behind and stuck is to embrace it, to embrace the feelings of loneliness, of confusion, and all those hardships, because they're truly only making us stronger and more capable of everything we want in our life. And all those adversities are creating you into a version of yourself that can accomplish everything you want for your life.
Amen to this, sister. Is all I can say. And now to finalize our time here, I love to ask you, can you define your perspective in what the difference between finding yourself and creating yourself is?
Okay. I believe that finding yourself is discovering who you are now, and creating yourself is deciding who you want to become. Once you start understanding yourself, you can begin to see the parts of yourself that you want to grow from that are not working for you. Maybe you notice that you get very annoyed or easily triggered, and you realize that you don't want to continue reacting that way or being that way. So and creating yourself is working on those reactions so you can become calmer and more grounded. And you can accept yourself and still want to change. You can love yourself and still want to become more patient, more confident, calmer, more grounded, or more connected to yourself. And here's the beautiful thing: you don't have to choose between the two. You can be discovering while creating yourself at the same time.
Wow, that was beautiful. And I cannot help to reflect on your words and respect how far you have come in such a
Thank
short
you.
time. And all I can say now is to continue on your journey, always with your head up high. And I truly hope that you discover what it is that you are seeking. And well, to finish up, is there anything else that you would like to share before we go?
First, thanks for your kind words. And you don't need to be a perfect version of yourself in order to truly start living. So you don't need to wait until you're fully healed or perfect in other people's eyes to start living your own life and to really start making your own memories. Yeah,
Definitely. Yes. Start living your life one day at a time, right?
exactly.
In the
Yes.
present moment. Yeah. Well, thank you, Joanny, for accepting this invitation, for allowing yourself to share a small portion of your journey, learning and understanding. Thank you for growing and healing and allowing those around you to also heal from the depths of your own wounds.
Thank you.
So,
Yes,
of
thank you.
course, and my heart is filled with gratitude and love for this moment, for this journey, for this opportunity to speak up, to heal, and walk side by side. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and to share this with us and to be here. I see you, I honor you, and through you, I see, honor, and love who I am because in one way or another, we are all reflections of each other. Once again, I am your host and your sister, Jordana. I invite you to subscribe to my channels on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. You can find me as Love and Harmony, dual space, Jordana CG. And now, please go and have yourself a beautiful, peaceful, and loving present moment. Until next time. Bye, Joanny.
Bye. Thank you.